Hello, friends. Welcome to ulaofthetea readings. My name is Lenore, and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right, welcome. Welcome. I am so happy to be here with you. It is early morning for me here, and I really think I forget how much I love reading, like, right after I wake up. I might sound a little congesty. It is, like, high allergy season. Now, we have the number 95 right here. 9 and a 5. Okay, so that seems like an important number. Now, we have the letters. I want to say it says, let me see. And this is going to sound very millennial of me, but it looks like it says HWAT, right? And so rearranging those, it reminds me of hot. It really, which is so funny to me. That's how we used to spell it on the internet, right? And it's very, I don't know, maybe people still spell it that way. But to me, it almost feels like this thing that I'm learning, right, about becoming like a middle-aged, kind of a millennial, kind of Gen X, kind of that weird one in between. Like, that's my generation, right? I was born in 85. So I'm still analog lady. Also grew up on the internet somehow, right? But what I'm learning, and this, I imagine, happens with all generations of women, maybe not every woman, but some, right? You get into the middle age and you start to become who you were before all the stuff that happens, right? Between, like, I don't know, maybe like 17 and 38 or something like that. You know, all the stuff that happens there, all that work and building a life and becoming, you know, the vehicle you are in the outside world, and then beginning to shed that again, you know. You come into this part of your life where you it is a reverting, right? Reverting, but it's in a way that doesn't have the pressure of what am I going to be for everybody else, right? How am I going to impress the world? How am I going to, make something of myself? Now, we still have aspirations, right? In middle age, of course, but there's something about shedding away that kind of oppressive, performative, conditioned, whatever that is, right? And we become this kind of, it is the child again, but it's not exactly that. It is the beauty and naivete, that clarity, that whatever it is of the maidenhood, right? Or, I guess it would, for a masculine, it would be something like, being the page, the young page, or the going into your becoming, the apprenticeship begins. And so to still have that essence, but you've done some work. Now, not all the work. And of course, there are so many cycles of work. I mean, that's why I like to think of these things in like the alchemical terms, because it implies that there are a lot of processes, and within those processes, there are a lot of steps, You feel me? So it's a lot of work no matter where you're at. But at this point, when I see this, what it triggers in my thinking here is that you are going through a period of time where you are becoming what you were. Okay, you're remembering. You're remembering who you are. Now, I'm not saying that it's, we're all going to go put on those, the jeans from my era did not fit me well. They don't fit my body type, right? Those low rise jeans and all that. There was no way I was ever fitting myself into those and not having them continually falling down, right? So maybe it's not that we're returning back to our collective style sense, but we are, I think, awakening to these years of being misled, I don't know. I look at this era as like one where we are taking a lot of responsibility. And I know a lot comes from this word here, but really what it is in the greater sense to me is that there are, it's becoming increasingly impossible to wear the masks that we have clung to. Right? We have we have spent our time whittling, painting, getting in there with the fine. They're beautiful masks. Beautiful. We're artists. Absolutely, we're artists. But it just isn't sticking anymore. It doesn't mean anything because so many things are coming to light that a lot of it doesn't mean anything anymore. And maybe the most difficult part is realizing it never felt like it meant anything. And yet, we went along with it. And we decided to live in that world, their world. I'm not going to get all matrixy on you or anything like that, but you know what I'm saying. If you're here and you're still listening, you know. We know. So we're going to move on. It's good. We're going back. We're going back to the source. We're getting closer and closer back to the thing, And I have to say, my greatest aspiration in this life is just to get one step closer to what is the real purpose here? Why am I here? Why am I manifesting? Why am I choosing timelines that are so difficult? Because we have to. Now, we also have, it looks like the number 85. So we had 95, we have 85. We have a very lunar, look at this. We have a face here. It looks like two-faced person. Here's the head and the body. We have the mammaries right here. Okay. So life sustaining. Okay. This is the mother. Life bringer. Life sustaining, right? Mother has the mana, the milk of life, okay? So we also have, this kind of serene faces, but it is the two-facedness, right? And this is the reminder that one part of us we keep quiet. This weekend I saw a beautiful relief of young Horus or Harpocrates, right? I always call him Harpocrates in my head. I do not pronounce things right, but, I know. It's Harpocrates. It doesn't sound right to me, though. I don't know. Who knows how they uttered it? But I'm sure somebody knows. Who knows? They probably absolutely explained how to say it somewhere. I don't know. That's what happens when you are a solitary practitioner that, reads everything and doesn't ever really speak about it to too many people. And then you hear somebody pronounce something and you're like, yo, what? Like, that doesn't feel the same to me at all. Okay, so, but I saw this relief of Harpocrates, right? And this is young Horus. This is the image, if you've seen it, of a child Horus with the, the shh kind of thing. The finger, like this, the index finger over the lips. And it is the quiet, right? And there is also the mover. Okay, so this is a feeling in my mind of quietly, in stealth, in observation, to become the observer, to really inhabit that space in your mind, which you could call the daemon, the guardian angel, right? To inhabit the observer, the higher mind, quietly, moving without having to discuss it, right? Communicate your movements or your, to put it in practical terms, your inspirations, your desires, your plans, your, whatever you're conceiving of, to move quietly without others witnessing that, right? So it is, we do the work in silence. I absolutely fully believe that when we do the most transformative work in our lives, you have to lean into the loneliness of that, the solitary aspects of that. Most recently for me, the two things that have, I've seen this play out, is within motherhood for me, right? The things that really last in the transmuting of my life within motherhood are never things that I go and ask people lots of advice for, or I feel like I need permission, or, you know what I mean? Like, I just figure out what is happening and we change it. We change the variables of the household, of our schedules, right? How we talk to one another, what we're doing together, and it's not a thing that needs to always be witnessed. Now, I co-parent, of course, because I'm married to, I have a I'm not co-parenting like divorce, but you know what I mean? Like, within a marriage, within a family, a household, you co-parent, you co-raise each other, the kids, all, whatever. So there's that communication, but in the witnessing, in the movement, it is often the things that we do where we just know, we just move with the current, right? Swiftly. The other part of this that it's been for my own work, right? My own work. Learning to trust that if I'm doing what feels right, like it's not constantly this, like, I don't know, I don't really think that's, but everybody else says it works out, this, it's good, but gut feeling says, no, babe, that's not the right way to do it, that's not how you want to do it. That's not how I want to do it. I'm not going to do it, really, if I am doing it somebody else's way. Or I'm trying to mimic somebody else's work. I'm doing somebody else's magic. No, it doesn't feel real. And it's not that magic has to feel real, but like, pantomiming. You should not feel like you're pantomiming all the time. Now, when you're learning new techniques and stuff, of course, it's going to feel awkward or whatever, but it should get to a point where it just comes naturally because you're doing it in your own way. Okay. So, to me, I feel like we see this mother. She has two faces. She has a face that is, let's do this work quietly beneath the moon, right? Beneath the moon, have you ever been out in the woods or like out in a field in the middle of the night with the bright moon out? You have the natural instinct to be low. You have the natural instinct to follow the shadows. Why? Because you don't want to be detected, to be hunted, right? It's within our own primal survival, whatever, mechanisms that we do not step out into the light during a time when the predators are out. I don't know if there's ever been a time where we could see them more clearly. And that's a blessing. But now we must get to work. And we must be that Horus child. We must find our flow of stealth. And I'm talking spiritually. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking spiritually. So, we also have, the other part. The other part of the mother. What does she do? She brings the sustenance. She brings the life. She brings the fire. She brings the earth. She brings, the hope of rain. And she smiles. The breeze kind of blowing her hair across her face. All of that. There's serenity there. There is brutality there. There is, I don't know how, but we're going to do it. That's what a mother is. I mean, in the ideal. So, we have all the things that we need. We are reminded. We have all the things that we need to do what we must. Now, it's important to get into a space where we have eyes to see that we have the things that we need. We need to be able to identify them in our life. But the mother, and she is a moody one, right? She has that ebb and flow. She has those two faces, almost like a Janus. But it's not about the past and the future. This is about being in different modes, right? To navigate the life that is upon us. And it is. More than ever, we feel that oppression. Right? That oppressive energy. We see those figures in that field at night. We see what they are doing. We see what they are about. We see how they move, babe. So we stay to the shadows, to the tree line. We watch and we wait. And in that waiting, what do? We build ourselves up. We master what we must. And we get ready. So, let's see. What else do we have? Now, we had the name Jan in here, and I saw it, and then I moved it, and I don't remember where. Where are you? Jan, Janet, Jane? Ooh, we have a person wearing a hat here. They have, what is this? Ian? I-A-N? We also have, it looks like it says to Ian, but it looks like a person, fists up like this. Ooh, we fighting. 1, 2. We also have the head and the hat. It looks like a hat. And fists up. And we have the T over here. So a T name. Somebody you are arguing with. But they seem to be somebody who's really important to you. We have the dog up here. So a good friend. Maybe somebody who is, I don't know. It feels like, and I'm gonna ask the tarot here. It feels like it's like you maybe are check-in buddies, or what do they call that? Like somebody that holds you responsible, not responsible. What is that? Like where you have a partner that, oh my gosh, you guys, I need coffee. I want my coffee. I don't have my coffee yet. I keep thinking it's like authority. Accountability partner? No, it's not that word. Tell me in the comments. I know you will. Thank you. I love you. Also, my cell phone battery is on 93%. So 93 is all around agape, right? So anyways, I feel like you have like this check-in partner, this person that you kind of like co-regulate with. Like when you're tripping, this is who you call. When something goes well, this is who you're driving over to see. Like, let's celebrate. Let's sit in our lawn chairs and have a cup of coffee and laugh. Laugh at people. No, laugh at the world. But, yeah, something's going on with one of you. One of you is backsliding. That's what I want to say. It's backsliding. Yes. That makes sense to me. The work is suffering. But also, man, that anytime we get that, we get that Cancer energy, with the works, man. Do the science, gain science. No, gotta get something within them threes, baby. Come on now. Oh, all right. Things are coming together. Okay, so here's the deal. It's almost like it's switching, gaining traction, like something, within the work, business is better, business is booming, things are starting to come together, and maybe that is a lot. Maybe that's almost too much. What's crazy is that often, when things are going bad, yeah, man, we fall apart, don't we, sometimes? But there is a necessity to get it together quicker because you gotta I don't know about you, but I've been to the point where I'm oblivion, baby. Maybe not the best. I'm still here. I'm not, apparently I'm not good at transcending the mortal coil, right? Or stepping off, right? So then it's like, you're living a life. You can't just let go of it, let it all. I mean, you can, but, if you're not to that point, you're not to that point. You're going to, realize, man, I better get this together. I'm going to lose everything here. This is the thing about success or doing well enough and people perceiving you're doing better than, you know what I mean? You don't change as a person just because you get on. You don't really change it. I mean, in fact, you might change for the worst. You might change for the worst, man. Let me tell you, you get a little money, you start to really see who somebody is, okay? But yeah, I mean, that's what I feel like. It's there might be a little bit too much success going on. And there is a little bit of the loosening of the discipline, the, being motivated, just the motivation to keep getting up and working hard because there's the cushion of resources. But here's the deal is doing the science. You have to do the science. You have to always be doing the science and you have to put yourself in position. You know what I mean? And here's the deal with life is the position is always changing. Right? You have to peep the math, the science of what's going on, all the variables of the situation, the circumstances, and so on. Right? We can't just always be, and listen, I'm trying to be the most zen lady ever, but we cannot always just let things happen. Maybe that's the path you're on, and that's good. I mean, if I didn't have a family, I would be on the same path, but I have a family. You know what I'm saying? It's not realistic for me to just let's see what happens. Let's, wait for the universe to decide. It's always deciding, but I'm working with what I got too. You know what I mean? I am making use of the blessings. And I think that's what we forget, right? And I have been through that situation not that long ago, going from having basically zero, zip, nothing to doing a little bit of something, right? Starting a little business for our family, getting on a little bit, and it is, but it can change everything. It changes how people are. It changes, and it does. Here's the thing. It is a blessing. I'm not going to, there's no lies about that. But unless you do something with that and you stay true to the work, it doesn't matter, man. None of it matters. It's just more bills, less people. You think that and there's influx of people and admirers and fans and, whatever. And I'm not saying that about any of you guys, but, this is what happens. It becomes infinitely more isolating, because you can't trust people. You can't trust anybody. I mean, even without all that, you can't trust people. I mean, I'm sorry. Not that people aren't good, or they don't have, I'm chewing my ice. I'm sorry. That's what I do. As soon as I get ice, I'm chomping on it. So I try not to drink too much water during the readings. But here's the deal, right? We have to have that healthy balance of you can't really trust nobody but yourself, but you also have to trust in the world a little bit, and people enough that you can get out there and operate, right? But when things are good, it can almost be more difficult, for a lot of people. I don't think this is it's not a rarity. You see people crash out constantly. You know what I mean? They get something going and then it just, you lose yourself. You lose yourself. That's easy to do. But I feel like in this situation, you have somebody in your life who either is holding you accountability partners. There we go. Holding you holding you accountable, or you them, right? And maybe this doesn't feel good to have to do that with somebody because it does. It's I don't know. For me, I do not like telling people what to do. You know what I mean? I don't like to come into a situation and in my personal life, almost never am I going to tell anybody anything. What I see, what I feel, what I think because listen, I'm not here to impede the will of somebody else. But if you ask me, babe, I got the most to say to you. You know what I mean? I got the most. But yeah, I feel there is a need to really, we all have our own square to be on, right? We all have our own foundation, our own balance that we need in our personal, individual lives and being. But we also have shared squares with other people, right? With our family, our friends, our beloved ones, our communities, our enemies, whoever, right? And so I feel like this is a situation where that needs to be looked at. That is something that, if it goes too out of line, it's almost like you're facing a deep separation here. Yes, like a deep separation. We have a Scorpio. We have something like, we have a person sitting here. We have children behind. We have a person up here who is commanding. So I almost kind of feel like there's this energy of somebody on the outside of the direct family unit, maybe like a grandparent, an aunt, and uncle. We have somebody who is highly involved with the kids. This feels like a lovely and peaceful thing. And it feels like this is like an auntie and uncle, a grandma, a grandpa that really has taught the kids, the children, I don't know, something, it feels like something about like magic, about, the philosophy of living, the high sciences, something that adds to their life in a way that allows them to really lean into the magician. Now we have it looks like the magician, right up here. Okay, and we have the children here and the other person sitting here. So I do feel like there's almost this sense of needing more community and growing the opportunities of the children. Now, they might be your children, it might be grandkids, you might be the magician, I don't know. But I think that there is this kind of calling. And I hear lots of like outside play, laughing, running, enjoying. Okay, so maybe if you are grandma, grandpa, it is this kind of like going out of your way to go and see the kids, to, hey, can I take them to the park? That kind of thing. And if it's your own kids, maybe it is. We're looking at like, okay, now I'm feeling more comfortable with these family members or this, whoever it is, being more involved, right? There seems to be this kind of recognition of their positive influence. Okay. All right, let's see. We're going to do number 82. Number 2. Number 18. All right. Well, I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here with me. It's always my greatest pleasure. All right. I love you. I love you. I love you. We'll talk soon. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, that would be great. Bye.